Hey guys, this is Drax back with another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, and today the community transmission for the Han Solo season has finally arrived. Yes, we're finally getting told what we're getting in Season 2. So I want to go through the details with you, and I'll be sharing my thoughts throughout, and I want you guys to let me know at the end if you're happy or not with everything that they tell us in this. Some of the leaks that we've heard over the past few weeks have kind of come true with this, and we've also got a few extra things that no one was really expecting, so I'll get into the details right now. It says incoming transmission. We're back for another community transmission, and this time we're here to talk Season 2. It's been a busy few weeks at DICE HQ, and it only feels like yesterday that we were rolling out the progression update. With the release of the Night on Endor update, we've now found ourselves in our regular cadence of content releases. In the very first community transmission, we talked a little bit about our methodology behind updates and how some would be similar to the Night on Endor and others would be classed as seasons. As part of our ongoing commitment to opening our lines of communication, today we're going to talk a little bit about Season 2. Did we mention it's coming out next week on May the 16th? So we've got our start date, May the 16th for Season 2, the Han Solo season. As the season progresses, you'll find yourself completing challenges and seasonal quests inspired by Han Solo's closest friendships and against some of his greatest rivals. The Han Solo season will spread across 2 months, and we've got a lot of content to cover, so let's dive in. It starts with coming in May, and it says Hero Showdown. Alongside the new Han Solo season will be the release of a brand new game mode. Hero Showdown is similar to the much loved Heroes vs Villains game mode, but with a brand new rule set. In this 2v2 game mode, players will begin to match by picking their heroes, and should you be defeated, you must put all your hopes into your teammate and wait until the round is over. If your teammate is successful and wins the round, you are unable to use that hero that you previously used. However, if your team loses a round, you'll be free to pick any available hero, including the ones that you just used. So it's kind of like an elimination hero round. It says it's a best out of 5 situations, so the first to win 3 rounds will claim victory. Think carefully about your pick. Strategy is everything in this mode. So that's something we weren't really expecting, but it sounds pretty good, I'm going to be honest. And I think I'll love playing that with a friend. So let's see how it goes, and it sounds pretty good at the moment. I do think some of the heroes and villains need some balancing first, so maybe they do that before, maybe there'll be an update that will come in. I feel like this needs a few tweaks to Heroes vs Villains right now, but this mode does sound fun, I've got to admit, and we weren't really expecting it, so I think it's a welcome change. Moving on, we got Starfighter Custom Arcade, and Starfighter Custom Arcade is where you'll be able to become acquainted with all the Starfighters in the game, take on AI and learn skills that will serve you well when you venture into the Starfighter so, and take on some of the best pilots in the galaxy. We know that this is something a lot of our community has been requesting, so we're incredibly excited to confirm that it will be available as soon as Season 2 starts on May 16th. Then they also tell us that Jabbas Palace will be coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2. It says located in the Dune Sea on Tatooine, this sandblasted metal and stone structure strikes fear into anyone that finds themselves on the wrong side of Jabba the Hutt. Jabbas Palace will be arriving in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and will be available in both Heroes vs Villains, Blast and Arcade. I'm definitely looking forward to Jabbas Palace returning. I think mostly it's going to look like the old map, pretty much reuse content once again. I know a few people are going to pick up on that, although I do like some of the maps from the last game and I hope they are added back into this game. To have it in the Heroes vs Villain mode specifically, I'm going to like to see that. And I also think that some other modes might be returning to the game. We know we've had some leaks about Extraction, so we might see that also return with this map in the future. But for now, we know we're getting in HVV, Blast and Arcade. Moving on to appearances, it says fans of Lando will be pleased to hear how he's going to be receiving an epic. I think their main skin here, because they haven't got, I think it's missing a word. And it says based around his appearance with Jabbas Palace. And they've included a picture below. It says it's also time that we welcome the very first legendary appearance into Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's one we've seen mentioned quite a bit. The legendary appearance will go to Leia, and will come in the form of our iconic Boushh outfit from Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi. As this is a legendary appearance, it's not just her look that will be changed. While dressed in the Boushh appearance, Leia will use a speech scrambler to speak UBs. It says we've got more appearances planned, so spend your time wisely and make sure you're doing your daily challenges to save up your credits. June is going to be quite legendary, so that might hint at maybe another skin as well. Maybe a few more. But still, at least we know from this update that the leak was true. There was a leak that was saying Leia was going to get this appearance, and it turns out that this is true. That's great news, and we can put more trust in some of those leaks. So anything else that we do hear from them, we can almost say that it is true and it is coming to the game now. So that's something to look forward to anyway. The first legendary skin. And probably others. I've heard of Han Solo getting his legendary skin, like a younger version, and also maybe Lando as well, like the younger version, the Donald Glover version from the new Solo film. So I reckon we're going to probably get 2 or 3 legendary skins in June. For menu updates, with the launch of the Han Solo season, we're making some quality of life changes to the front menu of the game. What this means is that when you load up Star Wars Battlefront 2, you will be able to get into your favourite game modes a lot quicker. The first big change you'll notice is when you enter the multiplayer menu, which is now broken up into 3 main categories: Assault, Heroes and Villains, and Operations. Hero and Villains is where you'll find the core Heroes vs Villains game modes. That's the 2 modes that's going to be available. Assault modes, as you probably guessed, is where you find the like of Starfighter and Galactic Assault alongside Strike. And Operation is where you'll find Ewok Hunt, Blast, and it will also be a place to go for our limited time game modes in the future. Also for the main menu, there's some talk about the holographic update. We know we got the no holo mod on PC, where they were talking about expanding that to all platforms, including the consoles. So in the previous community transmission, we talked about how we're going to be replacing the holographic effect you see within our menus with something else. The first part of its release will go live on May the 16th, and we're looking forward to hearing your feedback on it. We do have plans to take the initial release further, and all going to plan this should arrive in June with the second part of the Han Solo season. So that should be a good change. People have wanted that for a long time. No holographs. And we know the mod's being taken further now. And it looks like the devs are willing to take their no holographic changes further as well. So we got the initial release, which should come in with Season 2. And then maybe another release for no holo. Maybe in-game, on the in-game screen. Some of you might have seen in my live streams. When you're choosing your selection character, that looks really good when it's not holographic. Or when the background's not just black. It's actually got some background of the map you're playing on as well. So that might be something that they are considering. The next point is that you will spend skill points pre-round. It says, since the new progression system launched, one of the key bits of feedback we've seen talked about is the ability to spend your skill points in between rounds. We're pleased to confirm that this functionality will be launching once Season 2. That's really good to hear, something that just makes things a bit easier and less of a hassle. For new milestones, it says, alongside the release of the new progression system came the arrival of a minor change that placed pop-ups within the game upon completion of a milestone. This was met with a significant amount of positivity, but if there was one thing we heard, it was that some of you reading this, you had already completed a lot of your milestones. Well, we are adding score milestones for each trooper, hero and specials. Troopers will receive 3 tiers, whilst heroes and specials will receive 2 new tiers. Some more milestone challenges with tiers on them. That sounds really good. Something else to complete there. And I'm looking forward to that because I've pretty much done all my challenges I've set for the Starfighter ones now. And I do like a few challenges in game, a few milestones to complete. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing those. Then finally it says for the community spotlight. The spotlight this time around falls onto a number of our Reddit communities, and pretty much there they're talking about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Reddit, one of the largest Star Wars communities online. It's good to check that out. I check it out quite often. You see a lot of funny posts on there and a lot of questions answered, and you often find that the community manager Forge or Ben will be on Reddit answering questions. After that it says punch it. That's all we've got for this transmission. We'll be back again in a not so distant future with all the information surrounding the Han Solo season content that will be released in June, including details of a brand new world. So sadly guys, we do have to wait until June to get what I would say is the bulk of the season. The main thing we're getting in May looks to be that new game mode Hero Showdown, which does sound pretty good, I must admit. And then also we'll be getting Jabbas Palace as well. So that's a new map to play on. Kind of reused content, but also good as well. I've got to be honest, not as much as I thought I would be seeing in this update. I thought we would get things a bit faster and not have to wait kind of another month for more content. So I'm a bit disappointed in that aspect. I'm liking the sound of the new game mode, but to have to wait for some appearances to appear in June sounds a bit weird. I think there will be more things coming in May. This isn't all the details in this. They will have another post sometime, so I'll probably do a different video on that to go into it. But pretty much that is it for this news update. We talk about this game quite often and they say we get news about news, and to be honest, we are getting news about stuff coming in June. We know what's coming though this time, but they haven't told us specifically, so I'm not sure why they can't tell us what planet's coming, exactly what skins and everything like that. That's what I'm hoping to see in the future, and we're still not getting a roadmap. So overall with this post, I am still disappointed with the game at this point. I'm looking forward to some things, but I just think they could have revealed more and not left us in the dark so much. So we've got a reused content map, we got a new game mode. New game mode's going to be good, and probably the season's going to be good and all, but I don't want it stretched. It sounds a bit stretched over 2 months right now. Hopefully there will be a lot more than what is specified in this post right here. But anyway guys, that's my honest thoughts about it. Let me know how you feel about this community transmission, how you feeling about the Han Solo season now, and what do you think about the new additions that we will be getting pretty soon. I look forward to reading your comments as always guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.